Does this one feel the same or different from the 2015 comeback?
Different. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really different. I mean, I feel like it's hard to really explain, but I feel like we were like in a growing sort of like a growth arc, sort of like, I don't know what you would call it. I would say just as people, just going through life, living life, and I think you get your whole life to write your first record, and then you start. After that, you kind of put out all these records, and the time for experiencing life gets shorter in between having to kind of say something to the world. And so I think in 2015, we were still learning a lot about ourselves and still developing. And then I think we learned even in that in 2018 as well. 2018 was we kind of abruptly ended, that album cycle abruptly ended, but for personal reasons. But I think the time between that and now, we actually did all kind of make peace with the idea that we might never make a record. I think we all hoped we would, but we were at peace with letting it come whenever it was ready, and then we just all got to our lives. And I think that life experience was really good for us to come back to a record and have something that we maybe cared about to say. So it was good for us too, because I feel like all four of us were really like supportive of each other's lives, like, and just like being wherever we were at, you know, which was like, I think that like naturally we even got closer, even being apart, you know.
We found like a routine at home. We've never had a routine our whole life, you know. Like you're just always gone, so I think that was kind of an important thing to see what it felt like to have a home routine.
It's really, yeah, it's really good.
Great. This one is from Denise, and they ask, how do you feel growing and becoming dads and husbands has changed your writing process or themes in your writing?
Where's Denise at? Hey, thank you for the question. That was a good question. Yeah, it totally changes you as a person, and so I think anyone here that has gone through any kind of deep relationship, whether you've been married or not, if you've gone through a long-term relationship, and then you have kids, that's a whole other level of learning and growing, and it's also like, you want to keep going?
No, go ahead.
Right. No, go ahead, finish.
No, I lost it.
Oh, you lost it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's also like I don't know. Some artists are amazing. Like they have such like high confidence and like self-esteem, and I think we came in with a very low confidence and low self-esteem. And we tried to portray like we definitely put our best foot forward, but like we would say yes to everyone all the time, and it wasn't out of like a lack of integrity. It was actually we didn't want to let anyone down, and we didn't want to let a label down, or we didn't want to let a manager down, or we wanted to be good partners. And I think we just kind of learned having families, because you kind of go like, well, is the only good thing about me that I'm in this band? Like, is the only thing that makes me valuable that I do this? And it can't be, because this will not fill you up. It's just something that's amazing when you have an outlet like this, and it's incredible, but there's the rest you got to do in real life, like the work. So the only way I think you can do the work is with other people, and that's through, like he's saying, deep relationships. And then I think when you have kids, it's the ultimate, like growing, like the thing that can make you grow.
Yeah, but also you all know with family comes struggle, comes problems, comes joy, comes pain. You know, all the highs and lows of loving anyone and anything, that comes with pain. So I think that's the deepest journey you can go on. And so that definitely changes you and evolves you. And I think on the other side of that, if you can grow as a person, you can be okay with just being you. And then you can come back to this, and you don't need this to be anything other than whatever it's going to be. And that's what I think the difference for me this time was making a record that I didn't really actually care other than do we like it, and then do the people that have rocked with us for a very long time. Those are the only opinions I actually care about, is like honest opinions and things like that. So, and I'm more interested than anything. So I think it's just coming at it from a different perspective than maybe we ever have.
Great. I want to say happy release day.
Thank you. Very happy. Very happy.
New album, Motel Decaf, came out today, your first album in 7 years. Patria wants to know, what was the first song you wrote for the new album, and do you feel that there's one song that's like the centerpiece of the record?
Where's Patria? Good question.
First song we wrote was Rejects. That's why it was the first song we put out, because we felt like it was a really honest look at where the music started, because that song kind of kicked off the whole record. And a centerpiece of the record is really hard to say. It's very hard to say. I couldn't name a song that I think is more important than another one.
Yeah, I mean, Rejects definitely got the vibe going. It's interesting, now we're just doing it, I want to say a little bit different. I don't want to go on too long, but we're here. So when we started, we were very, very unaware. We were very unconscious. We had no idea what we were doing. We were just trying our best. We were just like, oh, we're gonna make a record. We were excited, and so all the songs we wrote very, very unconsciously. And even later, I mean, I think we just figured out what Motivation Proclamation was about. Right? It's battling depression.
Yeah, it's a fucking good song, though.
Yeah, it's a good song. No, but we were just puking our emotional shit up. Like, we didn't know what we were writing about. And then the same thing on Young and the Hopeless, but we were starting to get a little conscious. But then, you know, we got into other records, and there's all this, you can't not notice what people say and what, you know. And as we went, I think we've gone full circle after, I think, like we said, like living a whole other life in the last 10 years. It's back to just, we just do everything unconscious. So we're not setting out to write a certain song. We're not saying, there's just a feeling that comes up and we're just trying to get it out. So that's something I'm really enjoying, and I think we're sticking with that for the rest of our career. And I think we're really grateful we survived and made it all the way back to just being, I think, purely us. And I think that's something that you're gonna get from us, you know, kind of going forward, is just us. So we're not gonna do things we don't want to do. We're not gonna show up at things we don't want to be at. But when we do show up, you got us. Like, we're there, and we're happy to be there. And we just know our boundaries, and we know our limits in a way that's like, it's not even like a hard line. It's just like, just honest. Like, you know, there are other things that are more important than this to each one of us, because we have kids and, you know, in families, and that's just what it is. So I think that it's actually like a really nice, I think it's actually a better experience, because there was times before when we wanted just to make everyone happy, so we would show up somewhere, you get half of us, and you get a different vibe from, you know, it's like there's something.
Well, we didn't even know any better, because if you show up somewhere and you don't have anything left to give, you're not giving anything, and then no one's getting anything out of it. So I think it's more honest if you are truly giving. So and there's an exchange, right? You guys went out of your way to come here today, and if we had showed up and phoned it in, it would be a shitty experience, and you'd be like,
but now you're gonna get some long fucking answers. Okay. But it's true. But it's really true. And the record's no different. The record's the same thing. You know what I mean? If there was some, you know, we're just putting it out there. And again, like Joel said, it's like it's really been a very nice experience to share it with everybody. I think we're happy. We're sort of just happy just to share it, and kind of not really worried about the results, and actually not really worried about what anyone thinks. But the people that get it, that see us, there's a connection. And if you don't get us or see us on this one, it's fine. Maybe you see the next one, maybe you don't. You know, like, but we're just okay with it, and I think that just comes with like the whole thing, just living life and having families and just like being dads. Your kids don't always see you either. They don't always agree. So it's really nice to just be able to be show up how we are. And I think that's how we're rolling with it.
Yeah, I think the world is in a weird place because we get so inundated now and everything's so big and everything's like 100 million people watch this. And I personally now feel like small is better and more personal is better and boutique is better. And so I tend to like gravitate towards like real small personal things. And so that's how this record feels to me. It feels like it's like boutique, and so
you can just put it on TikTok. Just film it.
Yeah.
You do less, but just film it and put it on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know though. I feel like it's got to be a labor of love, or you shouldn't do it.
Yes. Snapchat.
I've got one from Keone.
Stories.
Hey, Keone.
They said Good Charlotte has always been more than music. You've spoken out about mental health, fame, authenticity. What is the message that is most important for you to share with your audience?
That's a good question. Oh, we could go down the line. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I really think it's been there from the beginning and has persisted, is like believing in yourself, staying true to yourself, and getting back up and trying again.
You stole mine, man.
Goddamn, he doesn't say much, but when he does, hits it right on the head.
You know where to go now. Yeah. I was gonna kind of say the same thing. I think being yourself is so important. We were definitely those weirdos in high school, and I look back at it, and I'm proud that I was a weirdo in high school, and I'm proud. You find your people. You find the other people who want to stand out, and I think it's really important. We tell all our kids the same thing. Like, you should be whatever you want to be, do whatever makes you happy, follow your passion, and that's been there since day one, and I still feel the same way now.
You bring them dreads back, bro.
Yeah, right. My wife would kill me.
I like the dress.
Me too.
I would just expand on that and say, if you don't get back up, you don't have a chance. So no matter where you are in life, no matter what, everyone has had different challenges and different things they got to face, and it is what it is. But if you don't get back up, you don't have a chance. But every time you get back up, no matter what situation you're in, you've got a chance. Something can happen. And if you keep moving forward, something leads to something. And so that's kind of like that's the spirit of this band, really. I mean, I think we don't kid ourselves. We have blessed lives. This band changed our life. It is we say it all the time. But really, in every situation in life, the quicker you get back up, the quicker you start moving forward again, the quicker you open your chances up for anything that can happen to happen. And sometimes it's not really about the result. Sometimes it's just about actually the process of just moving forward and having some blind faith that you can do something. And I think that's what we want to share with everybody. I think it's really rewarding for us to share that because it served us in our lives. So I think it's the most way we can show we're grateful is to try and share that.
Yeah, I would say everything they said is exactly what Good Charlotte's all about. I think I've always thought, I truly feel this way every time I meet someone that likes our band, that says, I listen to your band, or your band changed my life, or whatever. And that's not true. We were a part of the soundtrack of the music you chose to listen to that resonated with you, that you were already trying to motivate yourself, and you were looking for motivation. And you have to look out into the world for what you want to find. If you want to find good things, you'll find them. If you're looking for music that motivates you, you'll find it. And we're grateful, and we cherish it. But if we could do anything with our lives, every single person I meet could do the same thing. And so we want to encourage people to believe in themselves and to love themselves and to treat themselves the way they want to be treated, you know, and and I had to learn how to do that too. It's sometimes a hard thing to learn, but no matter where you started in life, wherever you're going, you get to choose it. And we always hope that Good Charlotte would help people believe in themselves and be motivated to make the most out of their lives. And you know, we always wanted people to be happy. And like it's very basic, but I always just wanted everyone to feel good about themselves and be happy, and also be nice to one another. It's important to me. I can't stand seeing people hurt each other. And so, you know, we've always tried to make music. When it's angry for a reason, but it's not angry at anyone in particular. Obviously, there are some people, you know, we wrote about our dad for a long time. That was very personal. But a lot of people related to that because we all have relationships that are complicated, whether it's with your dad or your mom or, you know, someone you love. That's never going to change. There is always going to be some relationship in your life that's complicated, that causes pain. And so the journey of that is trying to figure out how to either resolve it or get away from it or make peace with it. But yeah, we just wanted people to always feel good, and when they listen to our music, get some relief from the pain of life.
That's beautiful.
Just waiting for your TED Talk next week.
Could do one for real.
I'll watch it. This one's from Francis. If you met someone who had never listened to Good Charlotte, what one song from your discography would you play for them to best represent the band's sound and message?
Where's Francis at?
That's a great question.
Where's Francis? Francis. Oh, Francis skipped. Okay.
That means we're not.
I'll just send in the question. I might be there. Well, Francis, wherever you are, it's a good question. I'm gonna start with Paul. I don't know. Just game over it right now, Paul. Come on. Just checkmate that shit.
Man, life changes.
Ooh, wow! That's an obscure. I like your style. I like your style. That's a good answer. Yeah. Life changes, huh? That's pretty good. I can see that. A little bit of that. Billy?
I was hoping you were going to skip me because I'm still thinking. But it's really hard because there's so many eras, and like a music is just like a snapshot of that moment in your life, you know. But like,
Don't pick the Target bonus track from
Right.
2000.
I think there's a reason that we continue to open every show with the anthem, and that the anthem is probably, you know, one of those songs because there's just something about it that I feel like.
It's the first bite of the pizza.
Yeah, you know, like it feels right for a reason, you know. Like I hate to be as cliche as that, but I still
Be
think it's
cliche,
just,
man.
You know, like it makes sense. It's one of those songs, you know.
You know what? It's a strong argument.
Absolutely, I'm reconsidering.
Oh God. What do you choose?
Skip. I wasn't allowed to skip.
Honestly, the first, I would go with one of the ones that I think that introduced us to the world, and I think I'd probably say "Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous." A lot of people all misunderstand that song, but it definitely is like it's weaved into the contradiction that Good Charlotte's always kind of been this really strange band. We never fit in all the way in any place, and we've got yeah, that song just is it's just very much our personality, and I think that was one of the songs that really like globally introduced us to
people that are still listening to us today. So I always kind of go back to that song as an important one. Although I do say the anthem is like, there's a reason we opened the show with it. But I would say Lifestyles. Touche. You're probably gonna go with some song you wrote.
Wounded, the secret track. Chronicles of Life and Death.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, that is funny about Lifestyles though. It's always, I always know what kind of interview it's going to be when people open it with. So you wrote Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
What do you have to say
Well,
now?
how do you feel now? It's like, did you listen to the lyrics? Man, we said exactly this, what we did. You don't want it, give it to us. We'll take it and we will do it. And we will take care of it. And we will be happy. And we will be grateful. So yeah, that's a good one. That's all good ones. All good ones. I think Life Change is a good shot
I didn't
too.
really get to get an argument with it. I just kind of saw the song title and moved on.
Good question though.
Great question, because there's a whole catalog there.
I wish Francis could have been here for this.
God damn it, Francis.
All right. This one is from Craig and Tegan from Florida. Shout out Florida.
Florida.
Where are you at, Craig and Tegan?
What's
Hey.
up?
Oh, you gotta. Oh, hi. We're gonna watch our language now.
They asked, they said, you have such an extensive catalog of music. For live shows, how do you balance introducing your fans to newer albums while keeping songs that all fans know in the set?
It depends on the setting. I think we try to balance. I think we always try to think like, first of all, everybody bought a ticket to the show. We want to give them a show. So we know that there's songs that people are definitely want to hear, and then but if it's a show that's more either a headliner or we know the audience is maybe a little bit deeper in the like maybe the space that we in the sort of scene and genres that we've been in, we know we can go a little deeper in the catalog. So we try to like really balance it with like sort of like. If it's an audience that we think like 50-50, like they know the hits and then we'll try to think about one or two songs we can throw in that maybe they don't know that would be like a good, broadening for them. But I think we just try to like, we also, people spend their hard-earned money to come to a festival or to come to, this or that, and we just try to we're really cognizant of that. So we try to just balance it with like what we think will be the best thing that they, in our minds that they want to get out of it, and also
The bigger festivals and now we're headlining some of the bigger festivals. We want to give them the Big Good Charlotte show. We want to play all the songs. There's probably like 12 or 15 like single type songs that we want to do the big show, and then we try to build in some moments with maybe bringing somebody out or doing something fun. On a headlining show, we might go deeper. And
Definitely.
You'll hear a lot more songs that probably you wouldn't hear at the festival show, Try to be good DJs, basically.
This one's from Christy. Which artists have you enjoyed touring with the most?
Hey, Christy.
Hi, Christy. Oh, we've so many over the years. More good experiences than bad, Gosh, who was we really had a great time with? Everybody. Love touring with the Maine. Okay, cool. Yeah, love touring with the Maine. I still love those guys to this day. The Simple Plan guys are as nice as they possibly can get.
I love the Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory.
Newer guys, I love them.
Sum 41, back in the day, we used to do it. Nice as
I love
could be.
having Chase Atlantic around. Those guys.
Chase Atlantic.
Yeah,
Definitely. There's so many. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, there's been so many good ones. There really hasn't been any bands we haven't gotten along with at all, really.
MXPX was a
MXPX.
band to kick it off with.
They kind of taught us a lot, about
4 years strong. We got along really well with those guys.
It's not in our personality to not get along with bands. Like we've always pretty much gotten along with everybody.
So many artists too that we haven't actually toured with that we're really close with, and we've gotten,
Love the Fall Out Boy guys, and we're playing some shows with them in Brazil. Looking forward to that. I mean, we get along. Avenged Sevenfold, we love those guys. We've known them for 20 years.
Mike Ham, love.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of feels like we were all kids together too.
Yeah, we always had a really great, really nice times with all the bands. Even if we didn't tour together, you're at like the random festivals or whatever.
I want to tour with. There's a bunch of people I want to tour with. I want to tour with Idris. You guys got to check Idris out. He's the greatest. It's such an amazing. You go deep on him. He's an amazing guy. Love Youngblood. I love love the 5 Seconds of Summer guys. So many over the years we've become friends with that have all now. I mean, it just feels like you meet each other when you're kids, and then you meet kids, and then they grow up too. It's like a bunch of those guys are
Like we love Chase Atlantic. I think we'd probably open for them now though.
Yeah, I think we would have to.
It's crazy. But like we've gotten to watch all these different bands grow up and have success, and we love it. So
Bad Omens, Architects,
Yes.
Poppy.
2 of our favorite, yeah.
I mean, love them all. I would tour with them in a heartbeat, but I don't know if they're fans of many different genres. But yeah, so many, and even in different genres too. Friends with people all over the map. But yeah, we don't really have too many enemies left.
Sarah asked a similar question. What legend status band do you dream of opening for or touring with?
Legend status.
Bruce Springsteen. Fucking love Bruce Springsteen.
The boss.
I don't know. I mean, as legend status, Depeche Mode, The Cure.
The Cure.
Deftones. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's one of my favorite bands. I
Yeah.
put it in legend status. Any 3 of those would be awesome.
There's more.
Like still actively touring bands?
Anyway, what do you think, Sarah? Where's Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
I think the Killers would go off. I think a proper tour with Blink-182 or Green Day would go off. Yeah, I think there's a lot of bands we play with. There's so many. The Foo Fighters.
The Foo
Love
Fighters
the Foo Fighters.
would be great.
We play with them.
I could definitely fanboy out on a 9 Inch Nails tour.
Yeah. We're game.
I think that would go over really well. I do. What are you laughing at? I see.
We're not ones to ask anybody though, so.
Yeah. Big. Well, I mean, we're just big music fans, so it's a good thing we do this.
We have time for one more. This one's fun from Max. Is there a real life inspiration for the album cover of Motel Decal?
There's a bunch of inspirations. Where we grew up, there was a road called 301 that goes from through Maryland to Virginia, and there's a lot of motels, just motel after motel. So we just grew up around a ton of motels. So we lived in one at one point. But so it's just weird
Yeah,
how
Waldorf was actually supposed to be the Atlantic City.
something like that.
It was
actually.
It was. Yeah, that was
like
the
a
story.
casino
There was
or
a
something.
Stardust
Yeah.
Hotel and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Almost.
so for some.
Almost.
And our band is, and I think you'd understand us more if you went there, and I think you just understand us more.
But you have to stay for 3 weeks.
We have to stay for 3 weeks.
Alright, and minimum.
So, but there was a lot of motels, and something about motels has always just been in my it's deep in me. I just grew up seeing these motels, and when we conceptualized this album, and it was really a show at the Hotel du Cap, which is this beautiful hotel, which I never feel completely comfortable in. I never feel like, it doesn't matter if you're paying for the room or not. It's just like, you go and you don't feel like you completely
belong.
I can't explain it, but I kind of feel like I snuck in sometimes, and I'm like sitting there, and yeah. So
We're dealing with that in therapy.
Yeah, self-esteem thing. So, anyways, when we started trying to conceptualize the album art and the name, and we were talking about where the spark started, and Ben said, "Yeah, Hotel du Cap. If only we could name it that." And I was like, "What about Motel du Cap?" He's like, "I was just joking," and he's like, "Actually, that's great. That's the name." And then it was like in 2 seconds, it was done. So. Yeah, and then it just, and then we were like, well, we can't do this crazy, elaborate album art. We have to do something simple. So he drew the.
I did the first drawing, yeah, but that drawing was a guy by the name of Simon Sosa. I did the first drawing. I went home immediately and did the first drawing in like 20 minutes.
And then he sent it to Simon, who's an artist we love, and he reconceptualized it, and we put together this like pretty simple album art, but I don't know why, it just works for us. We liked it. So that was the story of the album art.
But there's something deeper in it though, even that you can't even explain. But all the stuff Joel's going into about going to these beautiful, nice places where it's like, they're very rich and you never feel comfortable there. You always feel like you're not supposed to be there. Even if you paid and it's like you're just like, and then your wife's like, "What's wrong, honey?" And you're like, "I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. What's wrong with you?" What do you mean? Your anxiety just naturally, it's just like, why am I so uncomfortable here? It's like, and everyone's been nice, like, Mr. Madden, welcome. But and it's just like, that album cover is comforting.
Yeah.
I don't feel uncomfortable with that. But also, it's a thing where we have to think about that. Because all of us belong in that nice place. Everybody belongs there. Everybody. If you belong wherever you want to be. But it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter if you have a hit song. It doesn't matter if you achieve something. It doesn't matter if everyone claps for you. It doesn't matter if you make a ton of money. Your thing, the self-esteem thing, is never going to get fixed between you and yourself.
And I'm not, and that's the thing, is I'm not saying don't go to Hotel du Cap.
You should go there. You should have the
go wherever you want to go.
Eggs Benedict.
What I'm saying is go wherever you want to go. It's not about that. It's about being comfortable where you are
with just
with yourself. Skin. And I still struggle with that. So I'm. It's not like I'm against going to fancy places or not fancy places. Tend to be more comfortable in the environments where I came from, so I just slide right in and I feel comfortable. And but it's good for me to work on that. But I think that is all in this record. So I think it's just funny. The record, the album cover was I was just like, it's got to be just a hand drawn line drawing. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. Good question.
Very good question. Thank you everyone who submitted this. Congratulations on the new album, guys.
Thank you.